Hey guys, it's Micah from Sapulpa Times.
And Lucy with the City of Sapulpa.
And welcome to Free Coffee Friday. It feels like we're getting back into the swing of it. I like it. What about you?
I don't know. I want to be better.
You're still not feeling great?
No, and I was thinking about it yesterday when I was kind of struggling through my day. I've been like this for like a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Think about all of us who have to deal with you on a day-to-day basis and how we feel.
Yeah,
Lucy.
I know. I'm ready to get rid of the smoker Lucy and be back to regular Lucy.
No, of course I'm kidding. Hey, I appreciate that you're here and powering through, even when you're not feeling at your best.
I'm going to try.
Well, no, you're doing good so far.
All right.
First 30 seconds. Yeah, you guys pray for Lucy that she gets fully recovered. Have you been spending any time outside?
Yes, every chance.
Vitamin D?
Yes, and I think, I don't know, it feels like I get worse when I'm outside, but I'm just like, sun, heal me.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
Like Superman.
Yeah.
Okay, well guys, this is Free Coffee Friday. Today's Free Coffee is sponsored by First Baptist Church. It is 9:17, so we're getting real close to the end of it for this morning, but you guys know how it goes. 7:30 to 9:30, 114 East Dewey at CTS Coffee. Go down there every Friday and get your free coffee, drip coffee, or discounted specialty coffee. I almost forgot what I was supposed to say.
Yeah.
And I mean, I say that so often that usually I'm like right on it, but I don't know, something was off about it this time. Okay, we've got big news to share, guys. We finally had a fantastic meeting yesterday, I thought, went really well, with the downtown businesses. And we've got more details on the Dewey Streetscape project. We're going to be sharing that with you. We've also got some other stuff we're going to talk about with a brand new sale of a very special location. Did you see this in the notes about the camp?
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah, okay. So
I actually knew about that for a while.
You've known about that? She didn't tell me nothing. And then I want to get your take on this tax-free holiday thing.
Okay.
In a little bit. But first, of course, is the... did I say First Baptist Church?
Yes, you did.
Okay. They're the sponsor of Free Coffee Friday. I just want to make sure I give them a shout-out. Okay, let's talk about Dewey Streetscape. After 5 long years, this project predates Lucy.
It does, by a lot.
Before she was here.
I voted for it.
You did? Okay.
I did.
So she helped make it happen. But yeah, this project, holy cow, guys. Okay, so it's finally happening. Next week it's starting. We've been telling you before that it was going to start in March. I think they were worried that there was going to be some delays with the snowstorm and stuff. This meeting that we had last night, they were supposed to have it last week, right? On the 17th or something like that?
Yeah, so we were supposed to meet with ODOT before we actually were able to meet with them yesterday morning, but we were supposed to meet with them the week of the snowstorm, so that kind of postponed that. However, it didn't change the start date, so the start date was still scheduled for this week, and so thankfully the weather didn't change that, but it did change our meeting, and so we didn't get the information until yesterday morning, and as soon as we got the information and we were able to relay that down to our business owners, we did that last night. So I would say props to the city.
Yeah.
We got that information out to them within 12 hours of getting our own information. But one thing I want to start with before Micah continues to talk about this is an ODOT project. So this is not a city project, which is why we didn't have information until yesterday morning. And so we sat down at a table at 9 a.m. And we got all the information that Mike is getting ready to, we'll talk about and share. But they gave us that information. They said, hey, we're starting on Tuesday. Here you go. We'll tell you what you need to know when you need to know it, and you can tell your community then. And so that is what we are doing. And so this is the first opportunity we have had since we've got the information, and so we want to go ahead and share that with you.
Yeah, so you made a very good point there. It's an ODOT project, not a city project. And we're going to talk about the Christmas shoot kind of toward the end, so we'll get back to that, but that has something to do with it, so I want to kind of give you guys a little bit of a tidbit there. So most people are wondering, there was a big question when we started talking about this project. We already know it's going from Maine down to Elm. I think a lot of people were wondering, hey, are they going to do this a block at a time? Are they going to close the whole thing what's happening here. And so we did find that out.
Yes.
And it looks like, according to I don't know how well you guys can see this. I'll try and move it a little closer. There you go. Thanks, Lucy. But phase 1 is Dewey right here, the big red-looking bar there. That is Dewey Street. It will be closed the entire 200 days of this project. And so do not expect this to be open until October, probably, right? Well, if it's
Okay.
tell me.
Well, I'll tell you. So there's not a phase 2, 3, 4, and 5. So those are not phases. The Dewey Street project actually does not include the side streets. It only includes the intersections. And so this is a little bit misleading with the 2, 3, 4, and 5 because those aren't part of this project. Okay.
Well, yeah, I knew that. We were going to talk about that a little bit more.
And so they will shut Dewey down starting on Tuesday, and they will tear up from Main to Elm. The entire street will be torn up. However, when they lay utilities such as the water lines and gas lines and all those things that will run east and west on Dewey, once they complete all the infrastructure and that infrastructure is done, they will pave in blocks.
Okay.
So as they pave in those blocks, say from Main to Water, once that's paved and ready to go, they will open that portion up.
Okay.
To foot traffic, because we don't want to allow automotive traffic. Blah. They don't want to allow automotive traffic, vehicle traffic, because we will still have construction workers. So as the street is paved and they move down through the infrastructure work, they will start opening pieces of it. So as far as being completely closed for 200 days, that is not what is going to happen. They will open it in portions.
But it won't be open to vehicles.
Correct. We will open it on one day all the way through.
Okay. All right. So hopefully you guys caught all that. So they will start to open it block by block, it looks like, as they get it paved, but it'll really only be to pedestrian traffic.
Correct.
Right? And then by the end of the project, they'll open the entire thing up. And it's going to be amazing when it's done, but that was kind of the biggest question I think people had was how are they going to do this? I think people were thinking, well, maybe we can do like one half of the street. I don't know that any of those ideas really would have worked that well, because then you got to deal with like the congestion, the traffic that's still there and all that. So, so that's that. So the other big question is, are they completely getting rid of the sidewalks? And we found out yesterday that they are not.
They are not. That's correct. So the sidewalks, if you are actually out on Dewey and looking at it, there is a I'm going to call it a brace, and that's the word they use a lot for whatever's underneath the concrete. There's a brace there, and so where you see that line that is between the two pieces of sidewalk, the inner part of the sidewalk that's closest to the road will go away, and the part that is right in front of each storefront will stay there. So every storefront will have, I believe it's 5.5 feet.
Yeah, you said 5 to 6 feet.
5 to 6 feet in front of their business, so that it'll be completely walkable and safe for our pedestrians and customers to use and enter our buildings.
Okay, so I think some of us were worried because they've done sidewalk projects in the past where they had to take sidewalks completely out and you had to walk on like plywood and stuff, and it sounds like we're not going to have to deal with that this time. So 5 to 6 feet of sidewalk space in front of the storefronts will be available all through this project. So you will still be able to get in the front door of just about all these businesses, is what it sounds like.
Yes, that's correct.
So, but I've heard that a lot of them, Crossroads Cookery, CTS Coffee, Main Street, they're going to be utilizing the alleyway access and stuff. Do you know anything more about that?
Yeah, so a lot of these businesses, if they have a back door or have an alley access, they are going to make that area inviting, kind of use those doors. It keeps you from having to walk directly next to all the construction. Construction is construction, so it's going to be kind of loud at some points. It's going to be dusty at different points. And so they are going to be able to offer that as another way into their buildings.
Okay. All right. So you guys be ready and be intentional about supporting these businesses here, because a lot of them do rely on the Route 66 travelers and stuff to come down through there to help support the businesses, and they're going to lose that for the next 200 days. Yeah. And so we're going to Sapulpa Times, the city of Sapulpa, the chamber, we're all going to be really Main Street working together to do like construction crawls and what's this mantra that they got, like the redoing the Dewey? Or how
Yeah,
have we come up with something yet?
everyone's kind of tossed around some different ideas. We've tossed them around at the city, but nothing has really stuck yet.
Okay.
Somebody mentioned last night, like, where's the beef? Or, Arby's, we have the meats.
Yeah.
Something like that should really make us stand out, because when I say we have the meats, you immediately know I'm talking about Arby's.
Yeah.
So we wanted to try to come up with something like that. We are kind of struggling. There's just a lot going on. And so, we'll take some suggestions, but we're really going to hit hard on that and try to get a uniform slogan for the city as we begin to re-Dewey Sapulpa.
Re-Dewey Sapulpa. I think she just kind of nailed it right there. That sounds good.
So we're working on it, and we look forward to sharing that as we come out with it, with T-shirts and all those things. So
sweet. Okay, there'll be even more ways to support the movement then. And then something that Joan touched on yesterday is between this project and they're finally starting the big deal construction work over at the high school now. It's going to be a lot going on. Now, the high school, they got that glorious mess.
Yeah.
Is what they're calling it. And so I think that's pretty cool. But it's going to be, I was telling somebody, I think that you're going to get to discover sides of Sapulpa you've never gotten to see because you never drive by them.
Right.
And now you're going to be forced to drive by these parts of Sapulpa that you're not used to because of all the detours and stuff that are happening. So,
yeah.
And then, I saw in another meeting that it looks like they're starting construction on the BTW later this summer. You were not in that meeting though, so I don't know.
I will say I have been in the meetings for Booker T. I will say that we have seen some final renderings of what that's going to look like. We have been in meetings to select interiors and different things like that. At the end of the summer, I cannot confirm that date, but I could get you some more definitive answers on that. But I will say the discussion is definitely before the end of the year. We are closer than we've ever been to this point. We are in the real designing phases and selections and nailing all that down. So if you were in a meeting that they said this summer, I'm not going to say you're wrong. I will say that it is very close to being ready to break ground. I know there's topics on the table of, how we're going to relocate what's happening there right now for the time of construction and things like that. And so Susan, with our recreation director, is doing a phenomenal job. And as soon as we have concrete information, it'll be out there for everyone to hear as we support this new build there as well.
Okay, so the reason I was even bringing that up is just because between that project, Dewey Streetscape, and the high school, there's a lot of construction happening. This summer looks to be a summer of change for Sapulpa for sure. So everybody just kind of keep that in mind. Be patient with each other, navigating the detours and stuff. And again, be really intentional about supporting the businesses, and especially in downtown. And I do want to point out that by the time the Dewey Streetscape reopens, or very soon thereafter, we're going to have new businesses moving into town. We already know of one for sure that's being renovated right now and is going to be phenomenal. Sapulpa has never had anything like this, and I won't say any more than that. I just know that it's going to be really cool. I did see that we're getting a new Italian restaurant.
We are.
Do you have an open date for that?
I do not.
Okay.
They had some construction stalls or delays, and so they got their sign in, which was a delay that they had. So it should be very soon.
Yep, should be soon. So we'll let you guys know about that when they open, hopefully. All right, speaking of other news and other projects, so I just learned yesterday and had it confirmed that the camp right outside of town had been sold now. How do you pronounce this?
Okiwani.
Okiwani, okay. I thought that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Camp Okiwani. Did you ever spend any time there when you were in campfire?
I was not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was not.
But you've been out there before, right?
I haven't been out there.
Oh, you haven't? Oh,
no. So I haven't had a reason to be out there for anything. I know that Joan and Susan, they went out there and, kind of looked at it. It was I think a long time ago, a gift to the chamber as a way to promote youth development. They signed their contract with Campfire and Girl Scouts and stuff like that. And so I know they struggled with letting go of it. But I will say that it does have to remain a community area, which if you saw the launch, they have a heart for Sapulpa as well.
Yep.
And so I am super excited to see what they do.
Yeah, us too. It looks like just from the preliminary reports, they're going to turn it into a wedding venue at least, and probably also will have it available to rent for other community events. I mean, it's got a lodge out there that's over 100 years old,
Yeah.
or close to it. Lakeside, beautiful scenery. I had actually never been out there until it was part of the Creek County Leadership class.
Okay.
We went out there a couple of years ago. That was my first time to see it, and I was like, holy cow, I can't believe that this place has been here this whole time.
Yeah.
We all drive by it. It's right by the turnpike.
Yeah, I had no idea until it, became a topic to sell it and things like that. That's kind of when I learned about it.
Okay. So anyway, that's exciting. We'll share more about that when we have it. Next thing on the list, this back to school tax-free holiday. So you have a child.
Yes.
I have childs. People like her and I probably look forward to the tax-free holiday weekend that happens that first Friday in August, Now they're talking about expanding that. I wish they would expand the number of days and make it like a week or something.
Yeah.
They're not doing that. What they're doing is they are expanding what it covers. Normally it's clothing and shoes, I think, to a certain amount. Now they're talking about actually expanding it to include sportswear, school supplies, art supplies, instructional material, computer supplies.
Okay.
It's a lot.
That is.
What do you think? Good thing, bad thing?
I think it's great. Kind of twofold. With my city hat on, I'm like, man, that's a lot of taxes.
Yeah.
But I will say, as a parent, I think it's great. I think it's super beneficial. I mean, I can say, last year when I just was buying jeans and things, you don't realize how much taxes you pay. But sometimes you pay more than what you pay for that pair of jeans. And taxes not just for those jeans, but over your entire purchase. So
Right.
I think it's great. I think that there's people out there that can really benefit from not having to pay taxes, especially on school supplies. Because I don't know about you with your multiple children, but I spend a couple $100 on my one child in school supplies.
Yeah.
But and they need tissues and snack bags and all kinds of stuff. And so for those, I mean, myself included, but for those that need school supplies tax-free, I think it's fantastic.
Well, you're touching on kind of a sensitive subject for me now because I was just complaining to my wife about this. So we're talking about, yes, I don't know why, but today's kids, and I understand schools are underfunded, teachers
Right.
are not paid enough, I get that, okay? But, I mean, I don't know when, we had to start providing. I remember you had to bring all the basic necessities. First of all, we didn't have Chromebooks. We had textbooks,
right.
And so we had your pencils and your markers or whatever, and your spiral notebooks. And I remember bringing a tissue box to school.
Yeah.
Everybody had to bring one, and then went into the teacher's closet, and they got used throughout the year. I don't remember bringing goldfish crackers. And I think that's a thing now. They got to bring snacks and.
Well, I have to take snacks monthly.
You do? Okay.
So it's not,
Is that a Lone Star thing? Or is that all?
I don't know because I'm a Lone Star parent. But yeah, so each kid in the class gets a day on the calendar for each month. And so we provide snacks for the class for each month. But I don't remember buying them because I was in second grade and I don't really know. My parents just kind of took care of supplies when they got the list. Right. But I remember my teacher going around with a big bucket of animal crackers and we'd get a handful of animal crackers or a handful of cheese balls.
Okay, that sounds like a class I want to sit in on.
Yeah, so I do remember those things. I don't remember how that was, if parents paid for it or anything like that. But I will say, I provide single packed snacks. So the teacher's not touching the snack, she's just touching the package. And that's kind of
it's a different world.
It is a different world. We had COVID and we have the flu and we have, I don't know any parents that do it, but there's stories of people putting things in snacks and different things like that. So, I mean, I'll buy.
Talking about razor blades and the Halloween candy.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I'll send prepackaged snacks, and if I needed to provide snacks for the entire year, I'm that mom that the teacher just calls and says, "Hey, I need popsicles for tomorrow, and I go get them. So, I mean, yeah, tax-free supplies once a year would be great, since I provide supplies all year.
Exactly. We're like already buying all this extra stuff.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of morphing into, this is my real point, is we got an email yesterday, so still keeping it on school stuff.
Okay.
We're talking about school trips now.
Oh, okay.
So a little bit of an eye roll right there.
Yeah.
I think she knows where I'm going with this. So when I was a kid, your school trip was to the Tulsa Zoo, okay?
Okay.
Or to Bell's Amusement Park for all of you really old folks out there, okay?
Okay.
Great times, great memories, all right?
Yeah.
And now, like, last year, my son, he's in band, and so they were going to go to New Orleans, I think, this year. And we were like, not doing that, because he's a sophomore.
Okay.
Next year, he's going to be a junior. I think we're going to let him do that trip. They're going to Memphis or somewhere real close to Tennessee this next year in band.
Okay.
And then my younger son, he got invited to a trip to Maine. And I'm like, he's in 5th grade. We're going to be in 5th grade. And I'm like, guys, oh my gosh, like what happened to just going to the zoo?
I think it's Jinx, where they take their 6th graders to Europe.
What kind of 6th grader needs to be going to Europe on a school trip?
I know, I'm like, can I volunteer as a volunteer?
Right. A non-chaperone chaperone?
Yeah.
Go to Europe and
Yeah.
go
I don't
backpacking
know.
across Europe on there or something.
But yeah.
I mean, that would be fun, but I don't know. I do feel like some trips ought to be family trips, not school trips. And that would be like a family trip, not a school trip.
To Europe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is me.
I mean,
You might
even when the
disagree.
bus
That's good.
loads up and takes the kids to Brahms just for ice cream, which is around the corner, I'm the mom that shows up at Brahms. So if you are at, or we went to Spirit Bank to walk around the bank, I'm at Spirit Bank, you know. So if there's a field trip, mom's going. So if there's a field trip to Europe, I'm definitely, I don't let my kid go to Brahms without me. So you think I'm letting him go to Europe?
But then you got to do all the fundraising and stuff to get there, sell all the chocolate and the popcorn and the magazines or
Yeah.
whatever else you got to do.
Yeah.
That's the other side of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to get off that soapbox now. We're going to move on to the next thing. Today's the last day for the new expanded trash schedule, right?
Correct.
So if you get your trash picked up today, it's the last day you get to have an extra bag.
Yep. It goes away again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And starting on Monday, or did they run trash on Saturday?
I don't think they run trash on
Okay.
Saturdays.
So starting on Monday, it goes back to whatever you can fit in your can.
Yep.
Right? Okay. The other thing that's happening today, I wanted to make sure you guys were reminded of, there is a blood drive that's happening over at Hardy's Pulse Fitness. Just kicked off about 39 minutes ago, and it will be going until 12:30. Listen, if you are able to get out and go donate blood, Oklahoma Blood Institute needs that blood, okay? And I don't get it. I mean, they're all about like getting you to come in and donate blood and stuff. But if I show up with blood, they're like, whose blood is this? Where'd you get it? Why is it in a bucket? I'm like, y'all said you needed anyway, okay. So anyway, go down to Hardy's Pulse Fitness today from 9 to 12:30 to donate blood. They need it. They're getting pretty critically low because of the winter storm that happened. And they need 12 donations. 12 donations. That's what they're looking for, okay? So I think we ought to be able to get that. Ought to be able to hit that, right? Don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
So, okay. So I'm going to head down there after I get done here.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of next week,
Yes.
have you signed up to do this Caring Community Friends trivia night thing?
I'm going, but I won't say that I'm like signed up. I'm not very good at trivia.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not on a team or anything?
No. You don't want me on your team. I'll go and cheer everyone on.
Okay.
But I'm not very good at trivia.
Who do you think, off the top of your head, who do you know that should be going to this thing?
Like, should be or is?
Should be and or is.
Okay. So Nikki Howard,
Uh-huh.
she's got herself a good little team.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they have a name?
I don't know. I'm sure they do.
Crafty Cougars or something?
She's like, well, you know, she's got her 6 chicks.
Oh yeah, is that it?
I don't know if that's who's going on her team though.
Okay.
But she's the costume queen, and she names everything. So
and they'll probably show up in full costume.
they will be in full costume. Yeah. So, but she knows her trivia, and she's got Dr. H. So
I wish I could be there. My wife and I already have like a church thing we're doing on Tuesday nights until the end of May, so I can't make it. Otherwise, I would be there. I'd be competing because I really love trivia. I'm full of useless information.
Yeah, no, I'm not. If I hear it and it's useless, I'm not saving it.
Okay, all right, well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
All right, so Lucy will be there to cheer you on, but she will not be
I will not be there to answer.
Don't count on her to help you get to a Final Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? Okay, so that's happening on Tuesday, March the 4th. I think you guys can still go and register for that if you want to. Find yourself a team if you can. Just be prepared to be beat by Nikki Howard and her group of like the cast of Cats on Broadway or something like that, because that's probably how they'll be dressed. Sapulpa Community Theater, we are going to start promoting our new show that's coming out called The Spirit of Murder. And that actually opened at the end of March on the 28th, but tickets are going to start selling out quick, so be sure to go get them. Ticket prices are now $15 for adults and $5 for pre-K through 18. They're going to start selling out quick, I promise you. If you've seen one show at the theater, you know how awesome they are. And this one is another one by Valerie Speaks, who is a very great writer that tends to write shows just for our theater. It's kind of awesome. And so she's got another one coming out that's a kind of a whodunit type mystery, you know. There's a murder, and got to figure out what happened.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. So,
Okay.
You going to come? You going to be there?
I'll try to be there.
Okay. All right. I'm saying that in front of witnesses. Okay. At least you'll be there. Hopefully. One thing that we did not talk about with the Dewey Streetscape. Yeah, we didn't talk about the Christmas shoot. Okay. So I know this is going to happen, guys. We're going to get this thing done. First of all, this project is not supposed to go beyond October 31st.
Correct.
There's a chance it could get done earlier. Okay? We're not going to say that. It could happen. If it does, I know for a fact there are going to be people saying, why are you not doing the Christmas shoot when you got it done before November?
Right.
Lucy, what's our answer to that?
I don't.
It's because, well, okay, I'll answer for her.
Okay.
I mean, as the committee, they determined that, first of all, if you're involved, especially in the retail side of the Christmas shoot, you know that it takes a year to get ready for that.
Okay. There's multiple reasons.
Yeah,
so which one were you asking me for? So go ahead. I will say, okay, so if you know Dewey Streetscape, you're getting all new structures. These are structures that we've never seen, we've never touched. Yep. They've never been fabricated. They're being fabricated for us. And so, we haven't seen them, touch them, use them. We don't know if they hold the weight. We are working on a prototype, so don't let that freak you out. But we have to change all of that, and so we did need the time to change that and make sure that these structures work.
Yeah.
And so if this is done and the very last day that it's allowed to be done, October 31st, well, guess what? That's 5 days after we actually closed the street down and started erecting the Christmas shoot last year. And so that time frame doesn't really work to test out these new structures. So that's one of the reasons that it didn't work out. And then you were saying with retail.
Yeah, retail. So when you're a retailer for the Christmas shoot and you talk to Amy over at Philly Flamingo, she'll tell you, Archie and Terry over at Vintage Market, Bella that run the Dickens Village, any of our pop-up shops, you can't just get this thing together in 30 days. Right. Okay, they're going to Dallas and to places with the markets and stuff now to start collecting their inventories that they're going to need for the Christmas shoot. And so, given that, first of all, again, going back to the fact this is not a city project, it's an ODOT project, which essentially means that it's out of the city's control. And so if they have unforeseen circumstances, guys, I promise you, ODOT doesn't care that much about the Christmas shoot. And they will, they'll let it run over if they need to in order to get the project complete. I don't think that's going to happen. But
I will say there is penalty if they don't meet that October date. Okay. So there will be penalties, things like that. They are very, very, I would say enticed, maybe the right word. Incentivized to finish it on that date. It's not just ODOT's here, they're going to do what they want to do, see you later, maybe next year. There is a very definitive line for October 31st. but there is acts of nature that we can't justify or change,
right.
or so something like that was to happen. Yeah, like the Christmas shoot is just, we plan from January to January,
Yes.
and there's no in between, and so we don't have the polls to have a prototype yet, and say they don't get here until April, May, and then we figure something out and it doesn't work. We have to kind of go back to the drawing board. So it's something that is just really out of the shoot's control, and it won't be bare and blank and nothing for Christmas. I mean, we will.
We were talking about that at the shoot meeting yesterday, actually. About
we'll do something, and we will love on our community, and we will, have a beautiful street to decorate, and however that looks. And there just may not be a shoot structure.
Right.
There may be one shoot structure that they put up so people can see it. I don't know. That's me kind of just saying out there. It may be a prototype. Like, this is what you get to come back for. But we're not going to just do nothing. Sapulpa's become a Christmas destination. It's a Christmas town, which is fantastic for myself.
Yes, it is.
But we will still love on our community, and we'll still be out, and we'll still be shopping, because these shops, even though they're not buying months and months of inventory, they'll still have great things and great gifts and things for the community to buy.
Yep. And keep in mind that after this is done, Sapulpa is going to be so much more pedestrian friendly. It's going to be so easy to come down and walk the sidewalks and visit the shops and stuff, and not have to worry about all the traffic. I mean, when we narrow this thing down to 2 lanes, it's going to take out all of the big trucks immediately, almost immediately, right? And then people are going to be, because of that, they're going to be forced to drive slower. I think it's just going to be a lot more peaceful and serene going down. So I'm looking forward to that a lot. But anyway, so for those of you who are wondering, and they don't all watch our show, so it's going to happen. This thing gets over, people are going to wonder why the Christmas shoot is not happening. That's why, because it actually is not something we just throw together. It's never been something that we just threw together, and it takes a long time. Now, that being said, I do want to let people know that when the shoot comes back, OMG, I mean, it is going to be amazing. This is not going to be your grandfather's Christmas shoot, okay? I know it's only 3 years old, but it's not going to be the Christmas shoot that they are used to.
No.
I mean, we're talking about a brand new experience. The word elegant keeps getting used a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's very, and I haven't seen the renderings or anything of it yet, so
you were just using your imagination.
Yes.
Which everyone else has to do, but
it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
It really will. And I know people are worried about the Christmas shoot losing its momentum because we're not having it this year. I'm not worried about that. I know Sapulpa and I know my town, and they're going to be able to bring it back better than ever, for sure. So, okay, last thing. We've got the cleanup day that's happening on April 26th. You want to talk about that?
So we do this twice a year, every year. This year, the spring cleanup is going to be on April 26th. It'll run from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And starting tomorrow. No, Monday. It'd be Monday because it'll be the first. The first is on Saturday. So starting on Monday, which will be March 3rd, you can head down to City Hall and pick up your voucher. If your utility bill is in good standing, you get 1 free voucher. So you can load up the back of your truck, bring it to 8801 on Highway 66. I don't have the address. I thought I did. But it's off Highway 66. You can head out there on April 26th and drop off your garage stuff, your attic stuff, clean out your closet, all the things. And so we would be happy to help you with that as we partner with Waste Management and give you this opportunity.
Now, have you heard about the other cleanup day that's happening? It's not a city one, it's a county one.
Oh, okay, no.
So this is happening on March the 5th to the 6th, whatever that Saturday is, but it's happening over at Creek County Fairgrounds. This one is specifically an e-waste recycling. So this is for like your computer monitors and your televisions and your stuff that you usually have to pay a fee in order to get rid of or recycle. Creek County Fairgrounds and the Creek County Sheriff's Office, they got a grant to be able to provide that to the public. And it's completely free, just like this one will be. You do have to prove that you're a resident of Creek County, just like you do with this one, but it will be happening. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to hit a 1-2 punch.
There you go.
I've got like a broken TV sitting in my garage right now.
Okay.
I'm going to send that over on the 5th, get that out of the way. and then I'm going to clean out the rest of my house, and we're going to hit up clean out day.
There you go.
The 26th.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun.
So one last thing about the Dewey Streetscape. If you did not make that meeting last night, we will be hosting some more. We discussed last night to start to have our next one in about 3 weeks once construction really starts rolling. We want to open this up, so if something's not working or something's going on and you need to bring it to our attention, you can come to those meetings, or you can reach out to myself, Mike Russell, which is our project manager, Joan Riley, our city manager, or her assistant Michaela will be able to assist you in getting that information to any of us. And then we will get that to Mike, who can communicate with ODOT for us. Joan was adamant last night. The city is here to help you and your businesses through this project. And if there's anything that we can do, if there's our platforms, our website, anything like that how we can help our businesses downtown, please don't hesitate to reach out. She even mentioned last night, like making me sit in your store so people come see you. I don't think that will work because I'm not a very cool person. But if that's what it takes, she is willing to do that. So please, whatever it is, you can reach out to me. And if you don't have my contact information, reach out to Micah and he will get that for you. So we want to help you. We want to support you. If you haven't done a live show and you need help doing that, let us come help you do that. If you don't have a website, let us come help you get one. If you need help with to-go orders and pick up from online orders, whatever that looks like, let us know. I'll be more than happy to come help you do curbside pickup from your back doors or whatever that looks like. So please, please, please let us help you. We'll help you brainstorm all those things. So please reach out, and we would love to be there for you.
Yep, we're in your corner, guys. We're going to be here for you. Phyllis did just put in a comment asking about the recycling event that I just mentioned. Will they take tires? And yes, they will take tires at the county fairgrounds thing that's happening March 5th or 6th. I forget the day. But in fact, the first year they did this, they had 2,500 tires.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, tires are expensive to get rid of.
Yes.
Yes.
And so, yes, they will be taking tires, Phyllis. So basically anything you would normally have to pay a fee in order to recycle, they will be taking off your hands, with exception to like refrigerators, air conditioners, things that take Freon that have to be disposed in a biohazard manner. That will be the exception here. The Creek County website should be putting out a flyer online. They didn't have it as of Wednesday, but that should be coming out shortly. So there'll be more information about that. So anyway, but be sure to take advantage of that, because that one only comes around once a year. I don't think they have that more than once a year.
I don't think so.
All right. Do you have a joke?
I do.
You do? All right. Okay. I've got a couple here.
Oh, okay.
To find out which one I'm going to do. I'm going to do this one. Okay. So I don't know if you know this. Lucy, I'm an inventor in my spare time, and I've been working on
Okay.
She made a face that basically said, yeah, I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you inventing?
I invented a car that only accelerates when the driver is silent. Okay? So it goes without saying,
Oh, I thought you were going to say, it goes without saying women can't drive it. I thought that's where you were going. I really thought that's where you were going. I was waiting for it.
Sexist thing.
I was waiting for it.
Not.
You would.
I totally would. I would.
You would.
Yes, I would.
Okay.
But that's not the joke. The joke was it goes without saying.
Okay.
And then also, Micah is a sexist pig. So go ahead.
Oh. Okay. What did the plant say after it was pruned?
What did the plant say after it was pruned? I don't know what.
Eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus. That's good. That's almost as good as my goes without saying joke.
Okay.
Also, I've been working on a new way to test our microphone.
Okay.
To see if it's working. So you can do it by, we got to test this pop filter on here that's supposed to be really good about getting the "b" and the "p" out, you know? And so you do it by going bicycle, and icicle, and testing 1, 2, 3. It's a 3 for 1, guys. I hope you wrote that down.
That was good. That was good.
All right, thanks for tuning in to the Timeloop Live, guys. Had a great show. Great time. Lisa, glad you're back. I hope you get to feeling better.
Hopefully I'm still here on Monday.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Hopefully we'll see you again on Monday, and I will see you guys again on Monday. Have a great weekend where we talk about all things happening in the town that we love. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.